Hey guys, let's talk about tonight's episode of Scandal. And there it is, guys. The truth is out. Olivia admits that she is the president's mistress. She spent the entire episode running from the truth. And then when Fitz basically said, look, I'm going to go and get Mellie back into the White House and I'm not going to ruin your life. Don't worry. Everything will go back to the status quo. She decides, all right, the jig is up. It's time to try to drop the truth bombs. I mean, it's not too bad being Olivia Pope, okay? You've got the one man who loves her, well, two men who love her to death. So you've got Fitz on one side, you've got Jake still on the other side. She spends the whole episode with Jake and they get to cuddle in a bed while she weighs out her options. I mean, who's feeling sorry for Olivia right now? Not me. But yeah, that went down in this episode. Wow, I couldn't even hold out. I just had to start with it right away. She turns to the press and she says, yes, she is the mistress. Wow. Ooh, I like it. So, of course, we had Mellie, who was really just wanted an apology from Fitz for handing her the divorce papers because, that's one thing I will agree with that I like throughout the series is that as crazy and ridiculous and dysfunctional as a relationship that Mellie and Fitz are, they are definitely a team. And so when he doesn't even want to look at her, and when he's basically telling her to get out of his office, and she's just wanting an apology, he just can't do it. And he's so mean to her. Like, that's the one thing, too. He is just so mean to her always. And when she finally decides to leave, and because he thinks that she's the one who leaked the photos of her and Fitz, he just wants nothing to do with her. And of course, she didn't do it. We all find out later that it was actually Lizzie Bear who dropped the truth bombs about Fitz and Olivia. And, she had her own ulterior motives, but ultimately at the end of the day, Abbie found out, and now she wants to work side by side with Lizzie and instead of against her. So we'll see what kind of a dynamic duo those two make because I have a feeling things are going to get extra cray cray around the Oval Office. We didn't see much of Cyrus in this episode, but he was kind of counseling Abbie on how to handle the president because he was basically like, act like the adult, and Fitz is like a little boy, which is true, and that you basically got to put him in his place. He can't tell you when he's going to go to bed and when he's going to eat his vegetables. It's like, that's your job. So, I like that Cyrus was still kind of around the corner, helping out behind the scenes, but not really in the mix. And then, of course, we had the vice president who comes storming into the office and is all like, oh my God, this is ridiculous. Even my child could fake these photographs. And then the president's basically like, yeah, Mellie leaked these. And she's like, what? So she's like, it's true. Fitz and Mellie and Olivia really are together. And I like that she comes back later on in the episode and she's like, do you even think about us, the voters? Do you even think about the people that voted for you? Like, do you think that we want to know that you're shacking up with some mistress up in the White House? And of course, he's like, I'm a flawed man. I'm just a man. Hilarious. So yeah, everybody had their little 2 cents in this episode, which was kind of good. I didn't mind the Jake and Olivia scenes because I'm tired of the back and forth, but it looks like it's finally just going to be a one-way train to Fitzville, and that is good or bad because she's on board with this with this train that's probably going to careen off course and shatter many lives. Yeah, it was a pretty solid episode. Of course, we had the case of the week, which was fine, and Huck and Quinn sort of made up, and Quinn is basically saying, look, I'm pretty much damaged goods too, but hopefully they'll stop their bickering and they'll get back to just being friends once again. So yeah, a pretty solid episode. Like I said, we spent most of the episode with Olivia, hiding behind a hat and dodging the press and the media. And I like that scene when she's in the cafe or the diner, and then these people are like, is that Olivia Pope? Are you Olivia Pope? And they all come up and they start taking photos with her like she's some celebrity and basically outs where she is. But yeah, she pretty much laid her claim down. She is the president's mistress. So what's going to happen in next week's episode? God only knows. I can't wait to see what happens because I was kind of feeling like, haven't we been down this road before? Didn't we go down this exact same road back in season 1 when Sally Langston was running for president and they had the moaning and everything on the tape and they were trying to call out Olivia and saying that she was the mistress back then, or they wanted to know who he was cheating with. And then, of course, Mellie said it was her on the tape. And then later on, I think it was in season 3, when Olivia sort of gets outed at her front door when she's walking out that she's like the president's mistress. So we've kind of been down this road before. So I was hoping that it wasn't going to end the same way that it was before, with Mellie coming to the rescue and saving Fitz's butt once again. So, I mean, they were planning on doing that, but I'm glad Olivia was like, I confess. So we'll see what happens in next week's episode. Can't wait. All right, guys, that's it for me. Let me know what you thought of this week's episode. Leave a comment, like, and subscribe, and I will see you next week. Bye.